Can we hear that?
Don't break your phone. Don't break your phone. That's my PSA for the night.
Oh man,
It's very frustrating. Thank you.
We made it.
So
we're here.
Tonight is all my fault. All my fault. I went to the Apple store because my phone wasn't working. And they said that the people that were there were very, very nice. They said that they would repair my phone by 5:30. I'm like, super. That gives me an hour to get home for Merri Hour. They didn't tell me that then after the repair, you got to get it reactivated a team. So like the crazy thing about, nobody gives a shit about this, but I'm still going to babble about it. The crazy thing is like you're in the Apple store and like you need to restore it from your iCloud backup. But in order to do that, it text messages you a code. But like if your phone isn't activated, you can't get the fucking code. So I had to go to T-Mobile and get it activated. And then I didn't have time to go to Apple and let them like hold my hand while I restored my phone. So Amelia just did that part for me. Oh, he's back. He's back.
I told you. So that's how backups work.
I've never been so happy to see Malcolm's face. It's because it's taking time. It takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going off right now.
Yeah, because you're
to allow unlock next. Matt, say something.
Hi, we're here. We're alive.
I'm in such a sweat.
Matt, be a functional fucking co-host.
I'm never
Your default
functional.
card has been changed.
Well, actually, I do want to see what
does
the
that mean?
chat has been talking about in our absence. I'm kind of curious.
Actually,
we have a super chat to start off. Thank you, Mike.
Wait. Do me a favor.
Okay.
Unplug the power
Okay.
to the laptop.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
Into the thing that you just removed it from.
Okay.
And now.
We're just playing
This
IT
goes
tech on live stream.
Okay. Okay.
Andrew wants to know who will be his Valentine. That's a very important question. Sure as hell ain't me. Brooklyn Nine-Nine? How do we...
How the fuck do you restart the syncing?
Okay, wait. All right, hold on. Blame LA traffic about that. So traffic was bad, but I still got here at 6:30. I just went into Perri's house without her, which is hilarious. It is hilarious to me that we are at the point where like you just told your door to open for me and Amelia. That's weird. We're just sitting in here.
What's wrong?
Okay. So when I go into my photos, it says syncing pause. Why?
I'm sorry,
Because
Andrew.
it was unplugged. Just let it think about
Well, I
it.
kind of did want to watch this. I'm excited for the episode coming up with all the best cast members, however they want to say it. Oh shit.
Read them.
Albuquerque. What's up?
What's up?
I don't get New Mexico very often here. I've gotten some overseas. All right, I'm gonna start with the super chat. I'm just gonna just start that because Mike was nice enough to put this in here.
Dude, Mike's too generous.
I know, that's
today.
what I said. Mike's
He's
nice
so
enough to put this in here.
generous.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Okay, do you want me to read it or no?
Wait,
do you want
read
me
it together. 1, 2, 3.
Happy
Valentine's Day, everyone. In honor of the holiday, what are some of your favorite on-screen romances over the last 20 years? We were pretty good at that.
Actually, fucking cadence
What's
and
going
everything.
on?
This phone is currently being restored and will automatically back up when it's done. Stop touching it. Do the episode.
Stop touching.
That makes me nervous.
Stop looking at it.
Wait, it has a thing. It has a thing. This device is already associated with it. If you turn on auto, what the fuck does that mean?
It's gone now. It can't hurt you.
It can't hurt you.
I want the syncing. I want the syncing to start again.
On-screen romances.
I want the syncing to start
On-screen
again.
romances.
It's backing up.
You do realize you're going to go to dinner without me if that's not done by the
It's
time
backing
we're
up.
done.
I don't
What
care.
do I do
As
with
long
this?
as I get food, that's all I give a
Fair.
shit.
What do I do with this?
What is that?
The power cord.
Oh, you're going to leave it and
Okay.
pray that my computer
All
lasts
right.
long enough.
Got it.
Why didn't you want to plug your computer?
Because the phone is plugged in and the Ethernet is plugged in and the mic is plugged
Why do
in.
you not have any other fucking ports? Why don't you have a switch?
Usually I don't have to plug my phone in during Merri Hour. Also, now my mouse isn't working. Like, what the fuck is going on?
This episode of the Merri Hour is canceled.
It nearly was. It nearly was.
It's fucking about to.
No, but in all seriousness, why isn't this working?
Did it
I
die?
don't know.
No, it's not dead.
Do you know that
On-screen
certainly?
romances. Spring
Well,
2013, 2014.
That at least I don't care about.
Benson and Moorhead, I think, is one of the most beautiful movies I've ever fucking
No,
seen.
let's just not.
Okay.
Let's just not. Here, it'll. I'm sure I'll charge it. It'll be fine.
So it is dead.
No, it was charging earlier. I charged it because it died yesterday.
You're a hot mess.
That's just later's problem. Man, I'm so tired.
We have a super chat that we read
What
together.
are some of your favorite on-screen romances over the last 20 years?
I will say again, Spring. Benson
Yeah, I
and
know
Moorhead
you like that
is
movie.
literally, I think, one of the most beautiful movies and beautiful romances I've ever seen. Because what, the 2000s? I'm trying to go 20. No, it's like 2005. Damn, that's fucking crazy. Last 20 years,
Really?
it's like
Oh,
it's
well,
2025.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
that is how time.
sorry. That just
is how
dated
time
me
works.
incredibly. Man, I think. I mean, like Spring is again like my number one, just for saying what that is. But like thinking about other like good. Man, I hate being put on the spot because like there's so many fucking movies.
Strange Darling.
Wow, that's not how that works. I'm actually using my letterbox really quickly.
I mean, just because I'm thinking of recent movies, I did
Your
really.
answer is Palm Springs.
Palm Springs
Palm
is
Springs
a
is very
great
good. Yeah,
example.
that actually is a good little
I know.
Palm Springs is great.
profile. Movies.
I really liked the romance in Hard Eyes.
Yeah, but like there's been so many good it's hard. Okay, like no, I was almost gonna try to argue something like The Farewell, which is not technically a love story, but like the way it handles romance, I think is very, very profound in the way it does it.
Past
but, like,
Lives.
I'm trying to think, like, yeah, like oh, sorry, Past Lives. Jesus Christ, that's The Farewell. That was dumb. Yeah, like Past Lives, but again, like that is a thing of more dealing with love in itself than an actual romance between two people on screen.
I was about to get so mad. It's like, fuck you guys. I'm like, what are you going to fight about? No, just make me realize I need to rewatch Palm
Yeah,
Springs.
it's so good. That is true. I'm looking at my like
It's very good. I love that movie.
my favorite movies release date. No, I want my highest first. I like all the movies. I mean, like,
Damn,
th-
I wish
these are
I
all
had.
my,
I wish I
like-
had a handy list. La La
dude, I told
Land.
you. I like. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Weirdly enough, calling out your name. It's actually not that bad. Just going down the list. I mean, Palm Springs is really up there pretty high. Like that now that I think about it, because it is.
You didn't think about it. I did.
Sorry, yes. Now that it was said into my fucking brainwaves, and now it is part of my life. Cha-Cha Real Smooth. Dark Horse for
I love
that is a
movie.
certain kind of romance.
I love
I
that
don't-
movie. I love his new show.
Yeah.
Oh, you got Free Fire real high.
I liked Free Fire a lot. Obviously, Free Fire has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. Yeah, like I have a weird list of. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
On-screen romances.
We did a great job answering that question.
No, that's when I have to really be like. That's something I really have to like dig into. If Shape of Water, that's
Shape of Water.
okay. So wait, Lassane, I was gonna say Chuck for Bride of Chucky, but that was technically. I guess I could have said because like Bride of Chucky was still 99 or 98.
Terrible answer.
No, it's a funny answer. That's a funny answer. Love Legacy didn't. That's fair.
I'm like looking around my apartment. Like,
Yeah, what are
which
your-
of my-
what are your
which of my
posters?
favorite things have a romance in it? My favorite romance is Nosferatu. No, it's
Godzilla
Godzilla -1. That's actually funny.
I've got nothing.
I like now. I'm just looking at my letterbox list, and like it takes a lot for me to really be. When was Thirst? When did Thirst come out?
I can't help you with that.
I think that was late enough. The vampire movie Thirst. That's definitely up there. I love how I keep going to horror movies. Like other movies don't exist that have romance in them. All right, we still have to fucking talk about too.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. We have a couple of reviews. Which one? I just
Yeah.
hit you. It doesn't work.
Matt and Rogers.
Doesn't work.
I know. I'm still doing it anyway because it's just a habit now. You do that quick then, yeah.
Random question. One of my favorite black and white movies is Lon Chaney, Man of a Thousand Faces. Pioneered makeup and prosthetic applications to get roles like Jekyll and Hyde. Are there any black and white movies you like?
I mean, I am woefully underserved on watching older movies, so like I will say that up front. But I mean, like if I have to go back all time, I mean, I've seen Nosferatu. I've seen a few at least. I've had to at least done that. So I don't know. I guess I would say Nosferatu at this point. I do think it's fucking stunning how they accomplished that movie.
Nosferatu is probably the most recent black and white movie that I've rewatched just because I wanted to watch it before seeing the new one. Probably also a lot of the Universal classic monster movies.
Yeah, so that's what I was trying to think back on. I mean, Dracula itself, like honestly, I think Dracula is stunning the way they
Creature from the Black Lagoon is a favorite.
I love Dracula just for the production design and the way that they're able to build Transylvania and all that shit.
What are some recent black and white movies that aren't the artist?
Well, I was gonna say like Godzilla -1 as a black and white. Mad Max Fury Road is a black and white now.
Oh, well,
there's black and white versions.
Nebraska.
Oh, that's right. Nebraska did do it. God, I feel like there's more though. I just saw one at Sundance called Obex that's black and white.
Oh yeah. Did that just get picked up? I think it did.
I think it did just get picked up.
Some things are getting picked up. I just saw East of Wall got picked up by Sony Pictures Classics, which is a really, it's exciting for the movie, and I think it's a great get for them.
Hundreds of beavers, of course.
How could we forget?
How could I? Yeah.
Hundreds of beavers. Oh, girl walks home alone at night. The Eyes of My Mother. I haven't thought about a lot of these movies in a long time.
Yeah.
I got some rewatching to do.
Eyes of My Mother is a good one.
All right. Which review do you want to start with?
I don't know.
Shout out a title and it'll happen like magic.
I mean, do your title one first because I
am not. Yellowjackets. Amelia, have you watched Yellowjackets?
Yeah.
You watched the first 4 episodes?
I watched the first episode.
What did you think?
I liked it.
Okay.
That's it. That's the review. I like it.
Review.
Good.
That's
it. No.
That's what I thought.
I'm making a joke that we're done.
I was just curious.
Next topic. Go.
I am a massive Yellowjackets fan, and I obsess over that show. And I love the fact that every single time I watch new episodes, I can go back to the old episodes and find new little details that I didn't realize were there or were important. And I've seen the first 4 episodes of the new season, and I can already tell it is having that effect on me. I love the choice to have a little bit of a time jump between seasons 2 and 3. I think it's super effective, and it keeps the momentum going really nicely. And it kicks off the show. Amelia, you'll know this because you just said you watched episode 1. I think it kicks off the show with a lot of energy. I love that opening sequence, and then the cut to the opening credit sequence. And then it's hard to talk about this show without spoiling anything. And also, it's always hard to talk about a show that leans heavily into mystery when you don't have the full season arc, because fuck if I know where it's going to end. But based on what I've seen from the first 4 episodes, it does seem like they're taking some exciting steps forward with all of the characters. Of the bunch, I think the ones that are standing out to me right now are Callie, Shauna's daughter. She was up, Sarah Desjardins was up to a series regular this season, and they are really making the most, and so is she, of that promotion. And I'm really into what they're doing with that character in terms of, maybe comparing her to her mother, evolving her relationship with her father, exploring what she wants to know about her mother's past. I think all of that's really interesting. As always, I love the Ty and Van relationship, and I think that's working I always loved them in the 90s, but I think they're really doing some interesting stuff with them in the present day. I feel like the 90s stuff is a little more, not for all the characters, but is a little more tethered to the group vibe, which I'm very intrigued by. I mean, but 90s Lottie is also in a really interesting place where she feels completely knocked off kilter. And that makes Lottie an especially like volatile and scary character. But she's not as scary as Shauna. Shauna is so mean. She's so mean. Isn't she so mean, Amelia? She's mean in the first episode.
Are you talking about young Shauna?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going through it.
She's going through it, and she's taking it out on Mari in particular, but also everybody. She does. She's got some really great stuff in the beginning. It's nice to see some of the for a lack of a better term right now, some of the background Yellowjackets get time to shine, and I think they're doing that really effectively. But also, I can say this because it came up in a non-spoiler sense in one of my interviews. Present day Shauna is also quite mean. Melanie Lynskey has this one line in episode 3 that it truly scared me as a viewer. She doesn't say it to me. She says it to her scene partner, but it like rocked me to my core. But all that being said, I like where they're going. I need the season to stick the landing, just like I did the previous 2 seasons. But thus far, thumbs up. I am enjoying it quite a bit. That's what I've got. I'm afraid to talk anymore without spoil because I'm afraid to spoil anything.
Don't say anything.
Yeah,
That's fine.
What next?
I watched The Gorge. I forgot to say that.
I watched The Gorge.
Yeah. What do you think about The Gorge?
I'm just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Episode 1 was great, but episode 2 is amazing. Can't handle what's happening with Travis and an adult Misty. Travis an adult Misty, but was kicking my feet over Shauna. Oh, I like the back half. Travis and adult Misty is confusing me. Do we mean Walter? Sorry, I'm just going to bring up a couple of Yellowjackets things. I like Yellowjackets, but it feels like a show like they expected to wrap up in 3 seasons, but the first season was a bigger hit than they thought. I think their intention now is longer. I don't know why 5 seasons sounds like the right amount. Like the amount that maybe they had expressed interest in getting to. I don't know. Don't take me for my word on that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, The Gorge.
The Gorge. I have seen that.
I've seen that.
I can say things.
Did you not like it?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think The Gorge is trying to do a lot. It is action horror. It is sci-fi horror. It is meet cute romance. It is doing things. It is a conspiracy movie. And I think it could have done those in a much tighter package. I think The Gorge at 2 hours and 8 minutes is a lofty ask. There is some stuff in there that could be easily trimmed, and I think that weighed on my view. But that said, I do think it's pretty fun. I actually think that the romantic angle of it is the best part, which I was not expecting from Miles Teller. I know Anya Taylor-Joy can do anything, but like I'm hit or miss with Teller movies. So their chemistry and what they build as these like sharpshooter mercenaries who fall in love, I am way more invested in than I wanted to be. So for me, I think the action elements when it turns into like the more action horror part of it, it's fun. I do think that's all done well, and I think Derrickson as director has good vision for like what is in the Gorge and how they display that without saying what is in there. But I think for me, honestly, Anya Taylor-Joy is what carried me through to a positive on that movie.
I liked it. I liked the whole movie, but I definitely like the beginning of the movie more than the end. The beginning feels like a really like clever, like tight, high concept that I was really engaged in the evolution of their relationship as it pertains to that. And then in the back half, it felt a little generic in some senses, but really like well done generic. So I was still riveted, and I was attached enough to them that I cared through to the finish. But I definitely thought like the first part was like great. And then I'm like, okay, this is all right.
Yeah. I for me, that back half was a little more okay. Like I think it was good for what it was doing. And again, I think that was the weird part of like writing my review, and I'm like, I like all the elements of it. There's just too much. You've just given me too much, and it felt repetitive at points with the way it was delivering exposition and things like we get it. They're sharpshooters. We get it. What they like the details that they kept hammering over the head. It's like we could have tightened that up a tad bit. So that was again, like for me, it's a good watch. Again, it fits in the canon of not expected romantic movies that work on that level.
Yeah.
So for me, yeah, absolutely. And I will once again preach Anya Taylor-Joy is just an absolute delight. Anya Taylor-Joy is an absolute delight in this entire movie. Like you're building a relationship across an entire gorge.
I really love
using
that idea.
Binoculars, and she is able to do that so well. She has so much charisma, just herself.
I liked that quite a bit.
Fuck yeah.
It's on Apple, right?
That's Apple Plus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Apple Plus, Apple TV Plus.
So you'll never hear that it exists.
No.
Podcast where we're talking about it.
I've seen a couple advertisements. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. Just bring this back up. What's happening with Travis and then the stuff with Adult Misty separately in the different timelines. Sorry, I wrote it funny. I'm interested in what Travis, I feel so bad for Travis. I feel so bad for him. And then Adult Misty, just anything Christina Ricci does is incredible. Because episode 2 is the sleepover episode. Nessie, I think you got the air quotes line. I'm not going to spoil the details of that line, but I think that's one of my favorite lines of these first few episodes. It made me cackle. Should I review Cobra Kai briefly?
Go for it.
Brief review of the final 5 episodes of Cobra Kai season 6 with no spoilers. It's so good. I think it's so good. They have so many main characters to service, and there are so many things that I'm like, how do you even wrap that up? In particular, because it's something that has been one of the hottest topics of conversation the entire run of the show. Is John Kreese redeemable? I'm not going to tell you where they landed with that character, but they nailed it. They nailed it. It was like above and beyond anything I ever could have expected. And I'm someone who has such sky high expectations for that cast and those showrunners. And they just really exceeded them big time with that particular storyline. And I just loved how, this is going to sound silly probably to you because you don't watch the show, but to anybody who has been with it from the very beginning, I love how it ended being about Cobra Kai. It has gone in a bunch of different directions over the course of these 6 seasons, but the way they wrapped it up, I'm dancing around explaining why I loved it so much, but I just really think that in terms of what Cobra Kai is, they wrapped it up in a really beautiful way. I will also highlight 2 particular performances that were just incredible. Again, I've been a big fan of Cobra Kai since day one. I knew these actors were talented, but Billy Zabka, his particular scene with Martin Kove, I thought was just one of the absolute best scenes that I've seen the entire run of the show. And then also Ralph Macchio has a scene that I'm not going to spoil that fucking like capital A acting. So good. I was so pleased with it. And just the structure of these last 5 episodes in terms of satisfying people who have been from the very beginning, revving their engines in a way that you get excited for that big finish. I thought it was just so exceptional. And as always, I need to give like a big round of applause to the composers of Cobra Kai. They just know what they're doing every single step of the way in terms of like not overdoing it with forcing emotion on you, but also making sure that you are feeling the right thing at just the right time. And they're upping your energy when you need it. They have so many themes in this show. In particular, season 6, certain things are sticking out in my mind right now, but just nonstop. Really like pitch perfect work from them. I'm so impressed. I want to do a spoiler conversation really badly.
I'll catch up someday.
I will. One thing I will tease, because obviously there's so many characters, and like when you have so many characters, they can't all be winners.
No.
I think that they address winning in a really exciting manner, a well-earned manner, but they also address losing and they also address quitting in a way that I think is really constructive and exciting. And I liked all of it. All of it. Give me a spinoff. Give me all the spinoffs, actually. I want a spinoff of all the characters. Again, I will not spoil anything.
No.
They have been, nothing's been greenlit or official, but they've been talking about the idea that they have ideas for spinoffs. And I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4 very exciting possibilities in terms of where the characters land at the end of Cobra Kai that don't necessarily feel like heavy-handed tee-ups for spin-off series. I think they're very satisfying endings for this particular show and their arcs in these shows, but I think there's great potential in continuing those storylines.
So it's not the same creators doing the movie, right? Or
no.
Okay, so
ultimately, okay. I think I will have questions about that. I'm very curious to see how they handle it.
Yeah, that was my question, because again, spin-offs then make sense because you can't now do the main storyline because you've lost some of that Ralph going to the movie. But okay,
we'll see.
No, I mean that's fair. Yeah.
I am
cool. I'll get there again. I'll get there someday.
It's just, I can't overstate how wonderful it feels to be so dedicated to something and such a big fan for 6 seasons to see them stick the landing. It's just, it doesn't happen very often, where a show 1 gets to keep going until the creator's intended finish, and that intended finish is really damn good. So, round of applause. Thank you. The show has brought so much light to my life for 6-7 years now. And it's crazy to me that it's over. But it's not over because I still get to talk to more of them.
It's over.
I don't think so. I do. I think that I would like to believe Netflix is going to greenlight at least one spinoff.
Yeah.
I want the Binary Brothers spinoff.
Well, I will get there. So I only have like a season left, I think, season and a half.
Really?
Like yeah.
Okay.
I made it far away.
Did we have anything else to review?
I don't fucking know.
You wanted to talk about Hard Eyes. Did we really not talk about Hard Eyes ever?
It came out when we took our little break.
Hard Eyes? Did we ever talk about Hard Eyes, guys? I don't think so.
No, because it came out the 7th, and the 7th is when we were at Critics' Choice.
And you saw it.
I saw it really.
Because remember, you went to the screening and you were. Did we not record when both of us were sick? We did record when both of us were sick, and you had just seen it. Because you saw it when you got back from Sundance before you got sick.
That's right. But did the embargo break by then?
Yeah.
Oh, it did break by then.
Talk about it as soon as we left the movie.
Oh,
I liked it. Just in case, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, if we didn't talk about it, that's fine. I don't know. If you wanted to talk about it some more, that's fine.
I can talk about it.
I just forgot about it because we were sick as hell, so I thought we just talked about Sundance and bailed.
I was so sick so sick for so long.
It's fine.
I still I feel fine, but like every once in a while I get that little tick.
It's
like I'm not even
it's in here somewhere.
Mine's not in here. It's just like a little tickle in your throat.
A little ticky.
It's annoying. It's annoying. Make it stop.
I mean, there's super chats. We can do supers and we can just keep going.
Okay.
There was
we're up to Travis.
Destination trailer.
Ooh, baby.
Jurassic
Do you
trailer.
think Jenna Ortega will be convinced to do a season 3 of Wednesday? She is such a perfect casting. Need more Fester. I can't answer that question until I see season 2.
Yeah.
If season 2 is good, maybe.
Yeah, like why not? I mean, it's Netflix money, so like sure, if they want more of it, I don't see why you wouldn't.
And if it's a character she's passionate about,
something she wants to
and
play,
she's still creatively fulfilled by it after working on 2 seasons, maybe.
Yeah.
Mike is back. Assuming you read Jeff Snyder's latest newsletter, what do you think of his choices to direct the Clayface movie for DC Studios? I have not read his newsletter.
Can't say I've read it.
Yeah.
Nor have I ever.
I don't know.
Take those with a grain of fucking salt.
I don't know what his choices are. Mike, if you want to put them in the regular chat, drop it there. Was
Flanagan only writing it from the start?
I can't remember.
Well, like Flanagan was, I thought that was the whole big deal. I thought the big deal is like Flanagan was writing it at least. So my brain went towards he probably getting it too. I don't know, but that's fair.
I don't know. I can't remember who's.
It's almost like we have a
What?
device on our hands.
I'm not allowed to touch mine.
Oh, that's right.
I want to touch it so badly and make sure it's okay. Do you want me to read another one while you do that?
Yeah, I mean, that's so sorry. Flanagan did write the script. Apparently, it was done already, and that's why it got
interesting.
Being written by Mike Flanagan. Okay, like, sorry, I just assumed
if
that,
Flanagan writes it, I'd want him to direct it.
Like that was honestly what I was thinking. Like, if he's writing it, why wouldn't he just direct it too? I mean, I feel like that would be a good person to direct a clay-based movie. I don't know.
Yeah. Doug says, which scene in The Substance made you believe Demi can win that Oscar? To me, the kitchen scene sold me more than the mirror scene. Both funny and tragic. It's good. Both are great scenes, but I've been saying it since the day I saw the movie. That mirror scene it's not just one of my favorite scenes from that movie. It's one of my favorite scenes and one of my favorite acting beats of all of 2024. That is the scene for me.
Yeah, I think it is the mirror scene. I was trying to think of something else.
I love the mirror scene.
The mirror scene is
usually I'd like to give like a different example to keep it fresh, 100%. But that scene is just so good. And I also love the fact that in a body horror heavy movie that has no extra effects, that is all her doing that. And I think that makes it even more powerful.
The kitchen scene's good too, though.
Kitchen scene is very good.
Just waffling on both of those. Like, again, in a body horror movie, it's just her eating, and that shit is one of the grossest things in that movie.
How are you feeling about the changes to award season and the likely winners?
What do you mean? Well, I mean,
we had like an epic turnaround last weekend
because of our.
Well, partially. Because Anora, Anora's always been in the running for a potential like best picture win, but going into CCAs, it was like, oh shit, like it's real close for best picture. It could be anyone. And then all of a sudden, Anora comes out and wins the CCA biggest honor.
Yeah.
It wins PGA and it wins DGA. That made it a clear front runner.
No, I know. And like, I didn't understand our awards, if I'm being completely honest, as I was watching them, because it's like, we give John best director, and I thought that was, and like Wicked won like the production stuff, obviously, like a few awards that way.
Directed by nobody.
Well, we give John and Chu best director. Anora had got nothing all night. We didn't give Anora anything. So how did that get best picture? Like, I'm being completely honest. Like, how did we vote that? I was so confused by all of our voting, if I'm being so honest to you.
I'm confused. I'm always a little confused by all voting for every organization.
It's one of those things like trying to predict, but like to me, it's like when you try to predict, like usually best director will tie in with best picture.
No, not necessarily.
Not all, but like it does though. Like
it can, but it
as should performance, as should other aspects of the film.
Well, that's not true.
Performance.
Though. Nothing.
No,
then we gave it best picture.
That's not true.
Illogical.
I don't think that's illogical. And like every single time we predict Oscar season, I think precursors are very helpful with formulating educated guesses on what might win. But I'm also always reminded that voters are human beings, and someone literally could sit there and be like, well, maybe I'll give Anora best picture, but I'll give something else best director and best actress to spread the love.
But I guess that just, it doesn't make sense to me that the best picture of the year wouldn't win anything else at your awards ceremony.
You don't know how close the vote was.
I don't know how close the vote that was.
I think this year the votes are probably especially close.
I
think the fact that everybody voted on the rest because our city was on fire played a major part in the unhinged.
Well, votes were locked already by then.
I don't know.
Was not the only. I'm confused and have some questions. Moment.
I'm just trying to use as a predictor, and I don't know if I can. Like DGA is different. Like the other ones, they are different. Where Anora winning those, that does give it more. I think that actually does give it more credence to like say it has a better chance come to. I never really. I'll be honest with you. I like Wicked. I never thought Wicked was going to run away with it.
I've moved Anora to my number one spot, but Wicked is still my 2, and I still maintain that the race in general is closer than in most recent years, and also the preferential ballot favors movies like Anora and Wicked, and not, let's say, Emilia Perez and The Brutalist.
Well, yeah, I mean, Emilia Perez can go fuck off. I know we gave it awards, but we awarded it before the controversy. And again, my thoughts on it are my own.
It only won for Zoe, right?
No, Odiard won for screenplay.
Oh.
Odiard won for screenplay, and I yelled, "Say your speech in Spanish." My table thought it was very
and no one addressed anything. That was the funny part about it too.
I was
They had a chance to make comments on their speeches, and they didn't. And Saldana did great acting on that stage. Let's just say
I was admittedly hoping her speech would be a little stronger.
Her speech was literally trying to cry away whatever happened and look at how happy she is, kind of stuff. I'm
very curious to see what happens at SAGs next weekend.
No, ain't about it. I never was about it, but I really ain't about it now.
I don't know. We will see soon enough now. It's not that far away.
No, I know. But yes, I do. You're right. Like there is a shakeup there. And I think like best picture for me was always just like, is the Brutalist going to sneak in anyway, somehow, like stuff like that. Like I think there's so much to think about. And I do think Amelia Perez hopefully has taken itself out of that conversation.
Yeah. I think that movie is out in almost every single category.
I think we're done with that.
So
her still maybe.
Zoe Saldana, I do think has a chance. I personally have moved Ariana Grande to my number one.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that Zoe should be penalized for somebody else's actions. I'm not saying that's fair, but in terms of predicting how the race is going to go, I do think that is going to impact her chances.
Yeah.
The one that I do think it has the best chance of still winning is Song.
Yeah, that's fair too.
I do think El Mal's gonna win.
Yeah.
It's a pretty incredible looking sequence, and I also don't think there's any other like really kind of like grabby contender in that category that that is threatening it enough at this point. So I'm still going with El Mal for Song, but other than that, I think that's going to be a highly nominated film that doesn't win very much.
Most performances are locked at this point.
I don't think anything. I don't think much of anything is a lock except for animation.
I mean, Brody. I feel like no.
He's my front runner, but Ralph Fiennes is right not far behind. I do think that race is between the two of them. Demi Moore is my front runner, but I do think it can go to any one of the four.
That's fair.
Her, Cynthia, Mikey, and Fernanda all have strong cases for winning that award. And then I think it is a tight race between Zoe and Ariana and then there's so Kieran Culkin is seemingly running away with this. I'm not 100% sold on that.
Okay.
I'm curious to see what happens at, SAG, but also the BAFTAs.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I think to your point, how you said that speeches can influence. I mean, Demi Moore did give a good speech when she got up there for the CCAs.
Upcoming speeches won't matter much.
Well, that's
some
upcoming,
won't matter.
CCAs though, I thought did matter because
CCAs did matter.
So it did matter.
They did indeed.
So I mean, like you said, I think Saldana it was a pandery, not good speech, and it sidestepped everything that people wanted to hear. And it's like you had a chance to say something and you said nothing, and instead just did that.
That was a big reason why I'm very happy that John M. Chu won our directing award, but I'm also a little sad because if he had won in early January before Oscar voting began and gave that speech,
different,
maybe he would have gotten an Oscar nomination. I wanted good things for him.
No, right.
Which this is a wonderful thing, and the movie's nominated many times over, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, Best Picture is such a tough one.
It is.
All right.
Mike says, "Is there any movie you saw that made you say, I'll never see a movie from that director again?" Unrelated, just saw new Captain America. You didn't see that movie, right?
I passed on that one. I will see it when it's on.
I was supposed to go, but I was not prepared for my bajillion interviews that I did this week.
An article to pound out. To answer that, I'm going to say no, because here's the thing. I have seen plenty of terrible fucking movies. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I have seen awful, awful things. But then I have seen movies from that director the next time that were great.
No, it's gone.
And I cannot, as a critic, be just like shut my brain off. Be like, I'm never going to watch a movie again from that person. because I've seen some kid make a movie that is a 1-star movie, and all of a sudden the next one I'm like, oh, this fucking rules, you know? Like I can't discredit someone, because there's also a ton of reasons why a movie could suck. Like it might not be even the filmmaker's fault, unfortunately. It could be studio, it could be all these things. Dashcam is a movie I hate aggressively. If you've read my Dashcam review, it's fucking dog shit. And I think Rob Savage absolutely pulled some shit on that movie. Still saw his next movie, and because it was completely different, and The Boogeyman was fine. Like I don't know. There's so much to filmmaking. There's so much to movies. I can't write anybody off unless like they do something fucking heinous. And like, then we can write people off.
Yeah. If someone
yeah.
Well, no, because like it's really, you know, like my favorite directors have had movies that I didn't like very much.
Yeah.
But I've never been like, never again, unless that person becomes a really bad person who stands for things that I don't like.
We can take stances when there are heinous shit happening, but filmmaking is a fucking hard thing.
It's hard.
And there are so many reasons why it could fail. And, you know, sometimes you can clearly see it's a director, but you hope they get better. And sometimes they don't. And then you can just be like, cool, they didn't get better. But they're also not going to get jobs if they don't get better most of the time. Hollywood still sucks.
We also did we want to talk about Jurassic and Final?
Yeah. What'd you think about Final?
Final Destination. I loved the Final Destination teaser trailer. I thought that was a really effective scene. It made me feel like Final Destination is back.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that they kind of gave us a little bit of a scene for a first tease. I thought that was great. That actually got me a lot more excited for the movie than the Jurassic one did.
Yeah, I think Jurassic's laying down what I want to see, honestly. Like, it's cool. Like, I'm an easy mark for those movies. I only think there's one bad one. It's Dominion. So it's like, all you have to give me is fucking dinosaurs and a cool scenario. And I think you've teed up exactly what I want to see. It leaves a lot of open doors to like, who's the bad guy? Like, not who's the bad guy, but like the corporation. I know. But like, there's still enough teased where I am excited to see where this goes. Where Final Destination, I definitely like. I agree. Like I like how they showed us an entire scene. Not entirely. We didn't see the end of it. Obviously, maybe he lives. Who knows? But like, they do give us a pretty good sense of what we're in for, and I like seeing the amount of effort that again goes into this one kill. Where like, you know, the first Final Destination is a little simpler. Let's say it's a rock and a lawnmower or something like that, and like this is again like a Rube Goldberg fucking machine, and I love that. Like stuff. So like. They really went all out to show how much effort they're designing kills in this movie, if all of them are like the one they've shown. So you've teed this up the right way. You've teed up Final Destination exactly where I want to see it. These
guys are going to get it. I just know they're. 100%.
I do think they're going to knock it out of the park. I mean, I hope they do. Sorry.
I have very high hopes. I thought the Jurassic trailer was fine.
Yeah,
but
again, fine. I'll say that.
I do think it kind of like caves under the pressure of the things in the synopsis that had me a little nervous, where it's like very plotty and like all these players.
Yeah.
And, like I mean, maybe it's just my promotional preferences, but I always love when they start with like a scene or a build up or
give us a chunk of
you know, like get me invested in their characters a little bit before you show me that like quick cutting, like quippy and like show the dinos, and I don't know. I wanted a little bit of a buildup, I guess.
That's fair. I think they are also struggling a little bit because they're coming off Dominion and they understand how that was received. So like, maybe they're trying too hard. It did 100%. It made a fuck ton of money. So I think that's why they did the marketing the way they did. It's like, show them the dinosaurs, show them like a bunch of shit. Like we know people are going to show up, and we're coming off the heels of one of our quote unquote worst. So like, let's just show people what they want to see and get them in seats. Like, I think that's kind of the way again, like that's fair too. Yeah.
We don't know who these characters are yet. So they did an introductory first trailer for the characters.
I'm excited I am excited for some of the characters. Like I think they're gonna have a lot of fun playing in that world.
I think they're gonna have a lot of fun playing in that world. I want them to mean. I mean, I know this is a tall order right out the gate, but I want them to like mean what the original characters meant to me.
Real tall order. Yeah. Because we had no expectations for them. That's the problem. We had no expectations for that first movie.
Claire and Owen grew on me.
Oh,
eventually.
sorry. I thought you meant Park. My bad.
No,
You're saying World.
No,
Okay.
No, but I do mean Park. Like Claire and Owen grew on me after many rewatches and multiple installments. I guess I miss the texture of the original.
Yeah,
I miss
no,
the reach out and touch it vibe with the dinosaurs. I miss like the grounded feel with the characters. This definitely feels like it's more Jurassic World. And I do think Jurassic World in particular is a pretty brilliant installment to this franchise, but I lean towards like gritty and real versus glossy and blockbuster. And this looked like it fit in that category.
Yeah, there's no argument on that one.
What scene are we talking about?
So in the original Jurassic Park novel,
yeah,
there is the terrifying
scene
where
Alan and the kids
yeah.
swim away from the T-Rex.
I know what you're talking about.
So
I mean that's
they wanted to put it in the franchise, the entirety of the franchise. We know that's going to be in this one.
That's cool and all, but I like what my brain pictures applying that scene to how the original looked. I don't know if I like it as much with this style.
Yeah, it's Indiana Jones and dinosaurs, which makes it great.
Could be great. And in Gareth Edwards, truly, I trust.
Yeah,
so
I trust him with creatures.
I would be genuinely shocked if I didn't like this movie. I just didn't love this trailer as much as I wanted to.
Caleb.
It's time for egg rolls.
Football.
It's time for football.
All right, we'll do football and then we'll go.
It's time for football.
And then go.
Fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
saw that.
No, like it's so funny because Aaron Glenn's first decision as head coach was to move on from Aaron Rodgers. It wasn't a Rodgers wanting to leave.
Yeah.
You know why? Because that's a motherfucking lion. That's why.
Well, and Rodgers is a culture killer. Like the places that are now being touted for Aaron Rodgers are Pittsburgh, which would be you've got Russell, you have Justin Fields. I think you choose one of them and you move forward with them. I don't think you bring in Aaron Rodgers. I think that's very silly. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Titan because Will Levis is fucking Will Levis himself out of a job. That guy is fucking terrible. But yeah, go Birds. Just, we got the Super Bowl no one wanted, and I'm very happy that Philly won.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty happy. I'm pretty happy that they won.
It was fun to watch Patrick Mahomes get slapped in the face. I'll forever love that image. And I mean, listen, Mahomes is great. There's no denying that shit. No, Mahomes is great. He's made so many plays in the clutch. All right. Well, he's a good football player. He is. He's literally defied the odds every step of the way and won so many Super Bowls.
I was a little shocked by how badly they played.
They looked terrible. No, they looked human, but like that was the thing.
I was a little shocked.
The Chiefs looked human all year. They just kept getting the calls.
Yeah.
They didn't get the calls tonight. Like that's the thing. They've not looked like a dominant team. They were just winning at the last second due to some crazy happenstance. So they finally fucking just got steamrolled they should have.
Yep.
Also, fun things. People are talking about Stafford to the Giants now.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, like because Malik Neighbors and like they have good players. They need a good quarterback.
Interesting.
And they can either draft it or they can trade for it. I think
like that idea.
Like Stafford.
I like that idea.
Stafford, they can still. He's not getting paid enough in LA. They can still figure out the contract and keep him. But his wife keeps fucking posting how like that doesn't seem to be what's going to happen. So the Giants are one of those teams. It's a big market team. He can go to New York.
I would just love to be in a position where I feel the urge to root for a New York team harder than I
think
usually
Stafford
do.
on the Giants.
It's been a while.
Stafford on the Giants with Malik Neighbors and that second year running back they have that came out of nowhere who's doing really well. Like, I think there's some excitement there.
To answer this question for next season, not usually, it has to. You need to be signed up and processed for the month of August. So you have to sign up in the month of July to get in. That's just where the cutoff happens because we draft in August and you need to be in.
Last one, because I think this is interesting.
There's
no way Travis Kelce's ego lets him go out on a loss. There's no shot.
Read the thing before you
sorry. Do you guys think Travis hangs them up or runs it back for one
just
more
in
season?
case someone's listening and not watching?
That's fair. Do I think he's going to hang it up? I do not think Travis Kelce will hang it up. I think there is a lot of the pundits were talking about this on like ESPN. It's all about how you go out. It doesn't matter like how good you were at playing the game. and going out on a Super Bowl loss is like one of those no-nos.
I will say I feel a little bad for Jason Kelce.
So but that's what I was gonna say though. Like Jason Kelce made the decision as well, and it's like
it would have been so nice if he
oh
got
my God,
his shot
I know,
and got his
I
ring
know.
this year.
I mean, it's there. Yeah, I was gonna say he is fine.
He seems very happy.
Well, Kelce has a ring though, right? Like they already have the one Super Bowl with Folsey. He was there, right?
Okay. Oh.
I'm almost because he gave a speech like at the last. I thought. Anyway.
Okay.
We'll do 2018.
Research.
Yeah, 2018.
Oh yeah, 2018. That's right there. Thanks, Hour.
Yeah, so he has one, and again, Travis has how many? Like they have them, but yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those scenarios. There's no shot.
Din. We have been summoned for egg rolls.
Din.
Where can people find your work?
You can find me at Donatobomb, DONATOBOMB, on Blue Sky and Letterboxd and Instagram. You can also find my podcast, Certified Forgotten, on Blue Sky. We're at most places, but the podcast itself, Spotify and Apple. And we just posted an episode with Kate Siegel. We just posted Jordan Downey from VHS Beyond.
Ooh.
We have Spider-1 from Power Man 5000 coming up, which is fucking hilarious.
I love him.
Spider's great. So we've got shit coming up. But look for Certified Forgotten horror podcast. We talk about underseen movies, and we are getting really consistent with bringing on fucking awesome guests. So do that.
That you are. You can find me. I've been blue skying. I'm not saying skeeting. I've been blue skying.
You don't have to say skeeting.
A lot. I'm like trying to keep up with it and be better.
Blue?
Yeah. So you can find me there and all the other socials, for better or worse. I have been very busy recording Ladies Night episodes. Which one even went on? Last week was last weekend was Hard Eyes release. So that would mean last weekend's was the Olivia Holt episode. She was so good. She is a really, really good interview. And I'm a little old for her generation of Disney. So right. I didn't really know that much about her experience going from there to what she's doing now. And I really appreciated the insight she gave me. She was really forthcoming about all those details. So it's a really fascinating chat, and Hard Eyes is good. This week it is Mary Mauser, who's back for her third Ladies Night visit. And we go all in on talking everything Cobra Kai. And she is consistently one of the best guests I've ever had on the show. Truly one of the most articulate and passionate artists out there that I've ever talked to in my entire career, Ladies Night and beyond. She's a really great interview that will go live tomorrow morning. And then because I already shared pictures from them, they exist. The next two are both Ladies Nights for Yellowjackets. Sarah Desjardins is on for episode 3 of Yellowjackets, and then Tawny Cypress is on for episode 4. And friggin' love talking about that show. So keep an eye out for those. Also, thank you all for being patient tonight. It was my fault that you were all kept waiting, and my sincerest apologies. I'm pretty sure my phone is fine now and everything's back. I'm going to knock on wood really quick for that, though. We will be back next weekend with a new Merri Hour. Nope, can't use the mouse. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Okay, bye.